Sometimes Bungie can be hit and miss with craftable weapons, but this machine gun is right up there with the best legendary machine guns in the game, and arguably the strongest arc element one in the current sandbox. Today we are taking a look at the Song of Ir Yut machine gun, breaking down its viability in PvE endgame, its best roles, and much more. Slap that like button if you find this informative, as it helps the video reach a wider audience. Let's begin. So, the Song of Ir Yut is the returning D1 arc machine gun from Crota's End raid, now craftable and changed from a rapid fire to an adaptive frame, making it more stable and effective at longer ranges than rapid fire frames. It is easily one of the most customizable machine guns in the current sandbox thanks to an insane PvE perk pool. On screen are the third and fourth columns. Machine guns require big magazines and perks such as target lock to inflict DPS, and this weapon is spoilt for choices. In the third column, you have the choice of rewind rounds or reconstruction for increased mag sizes. We'll be breaking down which one is better for DPS later in the video. Whilst in the fourth, you have multiple options too. Perks such as bait and switch, which grants 35% damage increase when active, and of course, target lock, which can go all the way up to 40% damage when fully procced, 45% with the enhanced version. We'll also be comparing these later in the video. It can do DPS, but it can also be a very effective ad clearer. It has an arc build synergy perk, Bolt Shot, and when paired with Feeding Frenzy, it allows for fast reloads and jolts, but it's not the most effective combination available on this weapon. Hell, I'd even say just don't bother slotting this combination. Reconstruction, paired with a brand new perk, Sword Logic, can allow for some nasty plays, especially if you can get the higher stacks going. Getting a kill with this weapon on a mini-boss or a champion can grant this weapon a 35% damage buff for 10 seconds, which refreshes on any combatant type kill, and killing a boss with it grants a massive 50% buff that lasts 15 seconds, and subsequent kills refresh the timer and remains active even when the weapon is stowed. The weapon is also super fun to use on melee builds, such as Arc Strider combination blow hunters or hammer titans, thanks to the Curse Rule origin trait, allowing the weapon, after getting a melee kill, to cause targets to explode on kill. You may be wondering, what should I use this weapon for? Ad clearing? DPS? What is better? In all honesty, its perks are so vast that it can do both jobs equally as well. It has two god rolls as far as I'm concerned, and we are going to break both down. We will start with the ad clear god roll. Usually we would look to reload perks, but in this case you won't need any. We will get to that shortly, but for the masterwork, the weapon does have a bit of a kick, so slot stability. Then for the first column, to alleviate the recoil direction and max out its value, Arrowhead Break will make the gun fire very smoothly on top of a handling boost. For the second column, you have a choice of Flared Mag, Ricochet rounds, or High Cal. Flared is not required as you won't need to reload this weapon, and High Cal is a better option in this scenario as it adds stagger to combatants, which is even more crucial in endgame content such as GMs. For the third column, Reconstruction, and look no further. Whilst out of combat, the weapon loads up ammo from reserves up to 100% capacity. In the case of the Song, the mag maxes out at 115 rounds. This is the main reason as to why you will not need reload perks on this machine gun, and eliminating the need to use Feeding Frenzy. This also means that Bolt Shot is out of the question, leaving us with two perks for ad clearing. My preference is Sword Logic over Bait and Switch, based on the fact that Sword Logic can continuously proc. Getting that kill on a mini-boss and subsequent kills within 10 seconds keeps the 35% damage buff going, whilst with Bait you will continuously need to swap weapons. This weapon is an insane ad clearer, capable of dishing out a lot of damage too, but this role for DPS is not viable as it requires to get kills to proc damage perks. Therefore, let's check out the DPS role. The Masterwork and Arrowhead Break remain for this role, with the second column becoming Ricochet rounds due to the stability buff it provides. The third column is an interesting one, a toss-up between rewind rounds and reconstruction. You may be wondering which one is more effective. I went through the pain of testing this on the Spire Harpy, and reconstruction never forced a reload whilst doing damage, whereas rewind rounds did, interrupting DPS and therefore doing less damage. Hence why reconstruction is the best perk for DPS. Finally, I also tested target lock against bait and switch, and the target lock roll does significantly more damage over time than bait and switch, with bait's time of running out before the full 115 rounds have been used. Target lock is by far the best perk for DPS. We have seen the god rolls, and now I'll let you decide, what will you use this weapon for? Drop a comment below and let me know your thoughts, and drop a like if this helps you figure out how you will craft this weapon, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. But is the DPS role better than Retrofit Escapade? Arguably the best DPS machine gun prior to the release of the Song. I also tested this out, and the result was quite intriguing. First of all, they are different frames, Retrofit being a rapid fire, meaning less effective range and higher recoil, and it's a different element also. Retrofit's 4th times the charm target lock roll did not out DPS the god roll Song of Ir Yut by a good 6,000 points. Not much considering, however, Retrofit without backup mag is forced to reload within the DPS phase on the Harpy, while Song only requires a reload right at the end. What I'm basically saying is, Song is better, period. Is it worth enhancing? Absolutely. Enhancing Reconstruction, which is constant on both rolls, decreases the auto reload by half a second, whilst enhanced target lock when at max stacks does an additional 5% damage, totaling 45. If you decide for the add control roll, enhanced sword logic increases the timer of the buff. If you're watching this video during Season 22, when paired with Arc subclasses, you can get the best out of this weapon thanks to Arc Orbs, as the Song can generate them every 3 to 4 kills, and getting kills with said orbs has a chance to spawn heavy ammo, making the weapon have a very healthy ammo economy. The weapon gets a resounding 5 out of 5 PvE rating, it's good at everything, unlike that steaming pile of junk, Eliatic Principle, so much perk choices, and future machine guns may struggle to compete against it. That's it for this video. Made it to the end. You're awesome. Slap that like button to show your support and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Expect content like this twice a week. Next up, Titan Pyrogale builds. Nothing concrete as I still need to play around with it. Expect something next week, followed by the Eremite Fusion Rifle review. This was Plasma Alchemist. Your viewership is much appreciated. Until next time, see you later.
Forever, Guardian!